Alright gang, welcome to another Magic video here on the ICG Store YouTube channel. Today we are going to be playing a blue-red tempo deck. So what that means is we are playing cards that are trying to be the most efficient card as they can be. So maybe it starts off as a 2-drop, but it gets bigger as as time goes on. So we want to be more efficient with our spells. We want to tempo out our opponent. So what this deck in specific is doing is we want to play like a Sprite Dragon or a Riddleform and play spells around it to either make them bigger, activate them, and slow our opponent down. Now, a really cool card in this deck, addition from Core 2021, is Stormwing Entity. So this is going to be a 2-drop 3/3 flyer that also has prowess and also scries when it enters the battlefield. You just have to play an instant or sorcery that turn. And with this deck, it's pretty easy because most of the deck is just either cantrips or removal or just ways to deal with opponent's creatures. So I'm really interested to see where this deck takes us. I've played against it in a couple leagues and matches, so it's a little hard to deal with once their ball gets rolling. So let's see if we can do just as well as they did against us. The season for the standard season here is ending pretty soon, so I don't think we're going to be able to make it to Mythic by then, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just power through it one day and play all day, hit Mythic, and be the champion we strive to be. Alright, so I always feel like tempo decks are probably the decks that I'm the least knowledgeable in, because deep down I just want to play control decks. I just want to counter spells and draw cards and then never win the game. So with tempo decks is you need to end the game before your opponents can start to outvalue you. So I always want to sit back and just try and control the match. But we'll see how this goes. They got the sweet ghost dog. Perfect. So this hand's a little bit interesting. It doesn't have any of the creatures that we need. It does have an opt and a scry land, so we can see the top. We'll see the top 4 or 5 cards of our library before the game starts to get a little rough. I think that's okay. I think since we get to see so many cards, we're on the draw as well. We're going to see about 6 cards. Perfect. Right on time. So we'll skip this. We don't really need a 3rd land. We need some spells to power up this Sprite Dragon. Ooh, no. That's not good. So hopefully they just don't take the Sprite Dragon. Unfortunately, they took the Sprite Dragon. Ooh, Dreadhorde Arcanist. That one's pretty good. If they have like an eliminate here, it's going to feel real bad. But if they do not... yeah, they noticed that I drew the creature afterwards. So let's see, they got a Sprite Dragon as well. So we can play the Sprite Dragon. I do fear Extinction Event a little bit. They're more likely to probably have like an Eliminator or a Heartless Axe. So let's go ahead and play this Sprite Dragon. Attack. If they want to eliminate, fine. What are they? So if they do have the Extinction Event, it literally may just mean game over, but we'll see. But our next turn will be pretty sweet. We get to power up all our dudes. Okay, so there's the eliminate. Alright, we get a free turn to do what we want. Let's go ahead and opt. If we can opt into another land, that'd be nice. Ooh, another Sprite Dragon. This is probably more important, just because they have so much removal in their deck. Yeah, let's take this. And then we can Samut sprint the Sprite, get some more power. Yeah. Yeah, we just kind of want more creatures. And then hopefully they spend their turns dealing with our creatures. Because, I mean, they're kind of big, so... Yeah, see, this 1-for-1 is perfect for us. So we'll go ahead, Dreadhorde Arcanist. This way we can get the op from the bin next turn. We can play Sprite and then hopefully reanimate the opt that's in our graveyard. I mean, they're 5 mana though, so they could slam a Nissa. That'd be a little bit hard to deal with. Claim the Firstborn. I mean, if they go Nissa, we could steal their land. That'd be pretty sweet. But, I mean, if they want to keep, you know, 1-for-1ing us with their removal, that's good too. Uro gaining the life would be a little bit rough, but that means, I mean, it's off. So there's a Nissa. If we rip a land, we get to do a lot of stuff next turn.
The land fights for us.
We will not block. Did not hit the land. So, what does that mean we want to do? We can unsummon the Triome. This is when it attacks. We can unsummon the Triome and then try and opt into a land. I think that sounds pretty good. And then eventually this Claim the Firstborn hopefully will carry us to victory. So we'll unsummon. Cast an opt. Yes, I would like to cast. Perfect. So land on top. We'll draw the land. And let's go ahead and... I guess we could get down the Stormwing Entity as opposed to the Sprite Dragon. Yeah, the Sprite Dragon has haste. Riddleform's another option. But... So... At this point... Maybe we want a little, like, we want to try and hit, like, a shock to finish him off. Opt seems okay as well. Even an additional land is okay. So... Yeah, I actually think land might be the most important. So next turn we can go Sprite Dragon, Sprint, and Claim the Firstborn. What are they searching for? Extinction event? Unfortunately, they're different CMCs, so... Eliminate. They did not hit the eliminate. Cool. So, depending on what they do, we can get them for 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, yeah. So, I mean, if they don't have anything in their hand, we will kill them next turn, so... Ooh, maybe we will not kill them. So, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope, we still will. Or no, Claim the Firstborn, dang. That's... So they took that one. I still think we're going to be pretty close to getting them. So if we go Sprite Dragon, yeah. Oh no, they had Mystical Dispute. Come on. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can hit him for 9, put him to 1. Is that what we want to do? And then we have quite a bit of hits off the top of our library. Otherwise, we can unsummon their land. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think putting them to 1 is probably the best option here. So let's go ahead and put them to 1. And we're going to get a scry off these Samut sprints. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Yeah, so let's go ahead and put him to 1, and then we'll shock him next turn. Got him. Oh no, that was 10 because the additional prowess trigger. Whoop, what a fool I am. Alright, so what do we want here? We're afraid of the Nissas. Flame Sweep we don't need. Dragonfire we don't need. I kind of feel like I want some negates. Dispute is okay, but it's not gonna really do what we want. It's just gonna be a 3 costing counterspell. Narset might have some merit, but I think it's just those 2 cards. And then what is weak against them? Claim the Firstborn, even though it looked kind of good in that game, is not going to be super helpful for them. And then Samut Sprint is probably maybe it's Unsummon. They're not really going to be playing a ton of creatures. Although the creatures that they do get are pretty impactful. But their deck is mostly like removal and then Nissa and Uro. This is a mole, unfortunately. This is a keep. We'll go ahead and ship the land. So since we're going to be bottlenecked on land a little bit here, we're going to shock them on their end step. We got a Thought Eraser incoming. We do. So they'll probably snag a Riddleform, which definitely puts a damper on our plan. Alright, we really need to hit something. We'll shock them. Ooh, very good. Dreadhorde Arcanist. That's another reason to fire off that shock there. Yeah, just like last game, they took the creature and we drew a creature, so... Yeah, but they had removal for it, so... Alright, can we hit in another creature? Riddleform it is! The hits just keep coming. But we do... It's a 20 land deck, so... And this also has flying, which flies over the Nissa lands. Yeah, that's fine because, you know, trading Thought Erasure for whatever. Although I think probably should have taken Crash Through since it cantrips itself. Like, yeah, we go. We'll do this. Yes, we would love for this to be a creature. Perfect. And then this lets us leave up Unsubstantiate too. If they go try and... I think like a Tameo at this point. Not that scary. What else could they play on 4? Interesting. Oh, I guess they don't have the green for that, so. And missing green. We'll shock them. This will turn on our Riddleform. And then we have some options here. Yeah, looks like they missed their green again. Look at this, man. We just we just keep getting hits off the top. Let's take that. Smack them for 3. And what's neat if they have removal, we can unsubstantiate it. I think we want to, just because since they're so far behind. Yeah, we'll put them at 5. They had the dispute. That's fine. We have Brazen Borrower, so. That's fine. I guess we need the blue for Brazen Borrower. What would be terrible? Oh, they drew the green source. Oh, no. Oh, this is going downhill fast. Okay, there's the blue. We can flash this in at their end step. But they're at a healthy 9. They're at a healthy 12. Oh, man. Oh, man. Come on. So we'll get this Brazen Borrower in there. Riddleform. Alright, now we just have to bank on them having nothing. They have 11 cards in the bin. When did that happen? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so they can play an Uro. Wilt, that's fine. They have the Eliminate for the Brazen Borrower. I do. Alright, we'll scoop it up here. They'll just play an Uro and it's downhill from there. Oh, I thought we were gonna do pretty well there, but yeah, I think maybe Miscast to try and protect our creatures. I'm a little bit interested in, and we can shave some of this Raking Claws. They have instant speed removal, so those Raking Claws are not gonna be too good. They're gonna get us 2 for 1, and that is not what we want to happen. We want to be much more efficient than them. Ugh. This hand does not look good. Alright, we'll mulligan. Alright, we're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep this on the back of this opt. So probably the weakest card here is Brazen Borrower or Samut Sprint. Yeah, we probably want to just more threats. That's the most important thing, is having threats. So yeah. Let's opt. Land. Perfect. So then we can go ahead and get this Riddleform down on 2. Riddleform's a little bit harder for them to deal with. Ooh, or Dreadhorde Arcanist. I think the Arcanist is going to be better here. If they don't have removal, then we'll get a free opt. Let's see what they play. Played a Swamp. Yeah, looks like they do have the removal. Ether Gust. Yeah, I think we want this on top of the library. We'll just take it as a time walk. Which is pretty bad for us. Perfect. Uro. Land here would be pretty nice, because then we can go Sprite Dragon into spell. Negate. That's also pretty good. So, with drawing Negate and them being on 5 mana next turn, the question is do we play the Sprite Dragon, Riddleform, or do we leave up Negate? I think that they're not inclined to play the Nissa. And these guys fly, so we probably just need to resolve more spells and then hold the Negate up for removal later on. So, Sprite Dragon it is. Attack. Cast a free opt. Unsubstantiate. We already have Brazen Borrower, so we do not need that. The Shock will end up being pretty useful. Extinction Event would be pretty bad. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so it's a good thing we played the creature, because this turn we would have had to either negate a Thought Erasure or do nothing, which we do not want to do. I mean, if they take negate, that's fine. That's what we were gonna do anyway. So, but I'm thinking that Brazen Borrower does the most in this game. Yeah, so because if they go to play a creature or Nissa land, I can unsummon, and also it's a 3/1 flyer. All right, so we need to get a spell in the bin for Dreadhorde Arcanist. So let's go ahead and shock them. And attack. So we do miss out a little bit we don't get to leave up this negate. But this pushes so much more damage, and the free spell from the Arcanist is worthwhile. An extinction event here would be backbreaking. Crisis. So how big is this? It's a 4/4. So let's go ahead and shock him. Make our Sprite Dragon a 5/5. Perfect. Do we attack with the Arcanist? I don't think we do. I don't think we want to trade. But if we do, we cast that for free and we get to play the Stormwing Entity. For 2. And then that puts them at 6, 5, 4. It puts them at 4 with 2 of those in play. With 2 pretty big creatures. A 3/3 and a 5/5. But the Crisis still blocks that, so it looks like we're not going to attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist this turn. Hit him for 5. At this point, I think leaving up Negate is what we want to do, because they're at a virtual 4 if the Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks. Yeah, let's leave up the Negate, because we don't have a way to turn on this Riddleform in our hand, so getting it down doesn't do much. This Negate's going to do a lot more. It's also going to put a counter on this Sprite Dragon, too. They know about the Negate. Okay. Ooh, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. So, let's go ahead and attack. They may have some bit of removal here, it feels like. This is Negate. Mystical Dispute. Oh, man. I guess that's okay, because this Sprite Dragon is gigantic now. So they have to block. Puts them at 2. We're going to go ahead and just pump him now. Put him at 1. That way there's... Oh no, do they have removal for the dragon? Okay, cool. This way we get to scry, maybe hit a shock. It's a redraw that also lets us play the Stormwing Entity. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. So that puts them at 1. They have enough cards in the bin to play an Uro, so that's a little bit scary. Man, those mystical speeds have been backbreaking. Ugh. Oh, it doesn't have trample. Oh man, I don't know why I thought I had trample. Why can't it just have everything? Oh man. So that was a little bit of a waste of a spell. I thought it was there's another red-blue card that has flying and trample. Or I think it has haste and trample. No, I missed that one. Well, this is interesting because the lands do not have reach. Interesting. They could be banking on playing this Uro from the bin to get him up to 9, so get him out of Sprite Dragon reach. And, I mean, if that's their play and they don't have removal for the Sprite Dragon, we should have 9 power on board because the crash through is 8 and the Riddleform is 9. So if they don't have removal, And I mean, it would make sense for them to cast removal now so they don't untap into my counter spells. Oh, no, no. They had it. Ugh. They had it. Oh, but they can't. Oh, because Heartless Act. Oh, interesting. So, let's see. Can we get up there? Ooh, Brazen Borrower solid. Brazen Borrower is solid. We can unsummon their Uro. I think that's what we're going to do. Unsummon their Uro. Because that puts us at 6, that puts him at 3, and then he plays the Uro. Yeah, so that's our best route to victory here, is unsummoning Uro. Hit him for 6. And then, oops. And if they'll have 2 draws that's an answer here. Alright. They could have like a Krasis, an additional Uro, a bit of removal, an additional Uro. They have enough cards, so now they have enough cards in the bin to play the Uro. Ugh. So they have a lot of power in play now.
The land shall conquer you.
That's fine. Well, them playing that makes it so they don't have enough blue to play the Uro. Interesting. Yeah, because they already activated Nissa. Ooh, that was a misplay. They don't have 2 blue for Uro. Oh, they just had another one in hand. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we can go Riddleform to make this 7, put him at 5. Or we can play Brazen Borrower and have 9 power in the air next turn. So if we put him at 6 and then have 9, they can only play 1 Uro. But we are dead to this Nissa. That's not good. So I guess we just have to stay back and block. Oh, man, that doesn't feel very good. So, what can we draw to get out of this game? I claim the Firstborn. If only we'd have left it in. So, we'll not attack so we don't die to the Nissa. I mean, if they could have anything here and it just destroys us. And they have 2 draws. And that's fine. They have like an eliminate. Elder Gargaroth, and it has reach. Alright, that's it. Gargaroth means game over. Oh, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. I think the turn that I thought that the Sprite had trample kind of like messed everything up a little bit. We could have pushed some more damage in at one point, but I do not believe that. That would have been enough anyways. But I don't think it would have been enough anyways. They just... Both games we lost, they had the Mystical Dispute like right on time, so... That's fine. I'll take those losses. Just like having the opponent had the card that lined up with our cards. So we got to play a game of Magic and they just had they had the better spells. What are you going to do? Take the L and move on. You got to take your losses graciously. It's is better for the game as a whole when everybody's having a good time. It's always like a pet peeve of mine when this looks like a keep. When everyone's like unhappy and they just drew all lands and the variance just like gets to them. You gotta have fun, enjoy it. We're playing Magic, the best game ever made, so. Or should I say one of the best games ever made. I really like the board game Carcassonne. Carcassonne gives Magic a run for its money. So, we're playing against the Sacrifice deck. Let's go ahead and leave up Unsummon in case they play Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Well, they're not necessarily on the Sacrifice deck, but I'd say 70% chance. Play the Priest. Ooh, Kroxa. That's a fine. We will probably get rid of this Raking Claws. It does the least. I mean, it's kind of neat, but we'll pay 2, get this Riddleform down, and then if we rip land, we can play Stormwing Entity and one of these other spells, Unsummon or Crash Through. Grixis. Grixis, mid-range, Thought Erasure. I mean, you can take whatever you want, but I don't think any of them are really good choices for you. Crash Through, probably, because that triggers Riddleform with the most ease. I think that's the best. But also Stormwing Entity is also threats, so just getting rid of those. Okay, Crash Through it is. Let's just put a little bit of a damper on things. We'll get the Arcanist down and pass. Yeah, we really wanted to be able to attack there with the Riddleform. Sprint. They almost certainly have an answer to this Arcanist. So let's... Let's go ahead and see what let's try and call their bluff. They might want to destroy this Riddleform. We'll take action. Land at this point is good. Let's just play some of our other cards. Oh, wow. We get to play Raking Canopies. Or sorry, that's a different card. Raking Claws. We'll give this guy double strike because we want the Arcanist to live. So if they somehow if they hadn't used their removal yet. Next. That was a pretty good turn. What do they got over there? Are they going to play like Nicol Bolas next turn? It's like a Chemist's Insight? What are they doing? Shark Typhoon for 2. So, resolve. And then we can cast the Unsummon now. Just to be mana efficient. Yeah, let's do that. And that way they can't counter it with a Mystical Dispute. And we can auto pass. That's the real reason we did it. Shark Typhoon is such a busted card. It's like when you cast it for 6 mana, like you almost always win the game, and then you get to cycle it, and you get sharks. It's so good. It's such a good card. Unfortunately, it doesn't trigger things in this deck, so we can't play it, but because the cycling is not a spell, it's an ability. I really like that card. Oh, they did have the Dragon God. Or a permanent they control. You can have this. It's all yours. So, let's go ahead and scry. Additional land is not helpful. We can unsubstantiate the... Oh, wait. It's spell or creature. No! I thought it was spell or permanent. So, what can we get here? Samut, Sprint, or Crash Through. Oh, man, that's not good. We get to resolve Storming Entity main phase 2, so I guess that's the bright side. Yeah, let's go ahead and try and end this game. sprint, unsummon, or crash through. I think the sprint is the most effective. We'll decline. Ooh, another Arcanist. That's a little bit too slow for us right now. And then they're at 4. So do we want to resolve the entity or leave up Unsubstantiate? I think we want to play the entity. And then we can scry too. We'll just put our 2 threats into play. We have a Riddleform, which is also a threat. Destroy. They almost certainly have to destroy a creature here. Almost certainly. Extinction Event's a good one too. Get out of here, entity. And then what? Nickel Bolus it down. Alright, so if we draw spell, Riddleform. So, do we destroy the Nicol Bolas? I think we do. We don't want to give them more cards. This way, both of our Riddleforms are lethal. Or sorry, so with these, both Riddleforms are lethal, as opposed to just putting them at 1 and letting them draw cards off of Nicol Bolas. And then if they play Kroxa, I guess if they play Kroxa, we'll lose this Unsubstantiate, but... Okay. Moment of the Sea, they're trying to draw into something. Ooh, 2 on top. So, what can they do with 4 mana? Oh no. The worst. That's unfortunate. But we have Unsubstantiate, which is okay. And then, worst case scenario, we get to scry and try and hit like a shock or a opt. Man, we're so close. Just gotta push that last bit of damage. They do know about the Unsubstantiate, so they can be playing around it. Kroxa. Alright, here we go. Another Unsubstantiate. Oh, man. Another one. So, this has a lot of text on it. It has so much text you have to scroll. Look at that. So this is almost certainly going to need to take an Unsubstantiate. Decline. And if that's all they did, that's fine to me. They're reading the Riddleforms again. I mean, they've drawn a but they scryed 2 to the top, so... Ooh, Sprite Dragon. Alright, we need them not to have a counterspell here. Because even if they have removal, we can target the Sprite Dragon. Oh no, what is this? Ugh, come on. Come on. Who plays that? So exile it instead, so that's probably for like Uro. Stormwing Entity? Come on. Just give us the win. This deck wants to win so bad. Four. So resolve. So we can... Yeah. This might work out for us because we need a creature in play to start casting these cards. So what we can do is we can try and unsubstantiate the shark token, and if they deal with it, we want to scry here. It'll trigger both of our Riddleforms on, and then we'll have Samut sprint to buff up the one another Riddleform. We'll pass. That's like one card we don't want. Okay, perfect. So, let's go ahead and unsubstantiate. Triggers our Riddleforms. I mean, they got a lot of cards in their grip, so... Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 mana to work with. Heartless Act. Okay. We still have lethal with this Samut Sprint. No, we don't. So we can play the Storming Entity, and then I'll scry. Come on, shock on top. Ooh, there's a shock. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Lockmare Serpent does not have... Oh, it gains you life though. Sack a Swamp, gain a life. That could be definitely useful here. Ooh, Nicol Bolas. Destroy. Okay. So let's go ahead and pass. Looks like their counterspell was no escape, so they have an Omen of the Sea as well. There might be merit to... Oh, and they gain 3 life? Oh, no. So the shock plane isn't going to work, so let's go ahead and just shock their Nicol Bolas and try and win with creatures. We need, like, a sprite. The sprite would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Would be 4 damage off the top. So sprite would give us the game. Are they casting Cling to Dust again? There was a creature card. Did they not target a creature? What did they exile? I don't know. Croxa. So this scries, so we're going to go ahead and target his creature. The 3 life is irrelevant. Ooh, Claim the Firstborn. CMC 3 or less. I think it's a... Oh, dude, it's a 2-drop! Oh, man. Is this real life? Is this real life? Please don't have the removal. Oh, dude! Whoa! Whoa! Are you serious? What a game. Wow. The deck just like led us on the whole match. The whole match. It was just like, we're not going to give you the win. And then at the end it's like, all right, we'll give you the scraps. We'll get your blood pressure up. Oh my goodness. All right. So what do we need here? We want the negates. We want the Narsets. Probably we're going to be playing like a little bit of a longer game here, so the disputes feel good. And then the unsummons are bad. Even though Claim won us that game, they're coming out. The Raking Claws set us up for 2-for-1s. We don't want to do that. I'm kind of interested in these miscasts. Do we? I think I'll bring 1 in and I'll shave 2 shocks. Yeah, there we go. Oh man, that was a good game. Wow. Wow. So this hand, ugh. So we're on the draw. We have 3 cantrips, double Sprite Dragon, and an opt. If we hit Island, we win this game. We're up a game. We're keeping it. We're keeping it, boys. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, redraw. Island. Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. All right, good game. Concede. We might as well just do it right now. Nah, oh, man. Take a peek at this garbage. Take a peek. Take your pick, whatever you want. It's all yours. I think probably you want Dreadhorde Arcanist. I think that's the scariest card in his hand. Alright, island. No. Come on. Ugh. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why? I mean, well, this hand actually is pretty good against what they're doing, if they're just going to Thought Erasure us to death. Yeah, look at all that heat. Look at that heat. Take the other Sprite Dragon. There it is, right on time. So, what are we afraid at their 4 mana spot? Nothing. So let's go ahead and resolve this Arcanist. I do wish that we could have, like, if we just had more lands, but that's okay. So they could have Arcanist for... Or they could have Extinction Event for Arcanist. That 1-for-1 would be very good for us. That's good too. Alright, see where it goes. Alright, another Arcanist in play. Oh no, here comes the Nicol Bolas. Oh no. Oh no.
In my image.
So, what's not resolving? That's not resolving. Not anytime soon. Land is good here. So, what can we do? We can opt into... Let's see, we'll not opt. See what we can rip. We do not want that. We don't want that either. So, let's go ahead and... Ugh. We'll play the opt from the bin. Do not want that. Shock. Shock's alright. Pay 2. And slam an entity. Sprite Dragon. Unsubstantiate sucks, so. Alright, let's see what they do. Alright, that was pretty rough. But we do have this Sprite Dragon. Who? They have 1 mana up. Alright. This needs to not be a miss. Oh, perfect. Okay. So, the most effective route here would be to shock Nicol Bolas and hit them for 2. Does that make the most sense? No, because Crash Through could hit us a land to leave up Mystical Dispute. So we want to Crash Through and then attack the Nicol Bolas. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so if we would have hit land there, we could have left up Dispute if they wanted to have like a follow-up Nicol Bolas. A follow-up Croaks is pretty good. We'll discard the Mystical Dispute. I think that we can race that. I think. We're going to try. What do we need here? Probably like another Sprite would be very good. Dispute, not so good. So let's opt. See if we can hit another Sprite. Ooh, Sprint. Yeah, that sounds good. Brazen Borrower. That's going to help us race, so we'll leave that on top. And then we want to leave up this Mystical Dispute in case they have like a Nicol Bolas or just some relevant spell. On the off chance that they don't, if they, oh, Element of the Sea. Interesting. So we can counter this, leave them with nothing, discard the shock, unsummon their Brazen Borrower on our following turn. Or let this resolve, discard the dispute, shock them for 2. Puts them at 9. This would be at 7, so they'd be at 2. I think we're going to counter this. This does the most here. So we're going to have to discard the shock, unfortunately. Oh yeah, that still had the buff from the Samut sprint. Brazen Borrower is also going to trigger the Sprite. We need them to have... Okay, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and unsummon the Kroxa. We'll get an additional counter on the Sprite. We need them to not hit any bit of removal. Which is looking like might happen. Oh no, don't tap your mana. Don't tap the mana. Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. So we'll whack them for 3. We can play Brazen Borrower next turn. They do not have enough cards in their bin to reanimate a Kroxa, so that's good. That's good news. Oh, they only can make a 2/2 Shark. Oh, they're going to chump. That's fine. Okay. So, I mean, if their rips are pretty bad here the next couple of turns, we can pull this out. We need to hit non-lands one time. Do they have enough cards in their bin for Kroxa now? They do. That's what, 4, 5. Yeah, so not yet. Not yet. Okay, what are they shocking in for? Nicol Bolas? Interesting. Interesting. Alright, attack. What did they shock? Oh, a big Typhoon, that's it. I should have known that. So now they'll be able to play Kroxa. So the question is, do we play Arcanist or Brazen Borrower? We almost certainly play Arcanist because the Kroxa is going to make us discard it anyways. So this at least is the most long-term value. But this Kroxa, he's going to be putting the hurt on us. We're going to take 3 from his Enter the Battlefield trigger. The Devil. Oh man, and that's enough. Oh, they didn't play Kroxa. That's interesting. So, we'll play the land because they're going to make us discard it anyways. Here comes the Kroxa, put us at 4. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure they could have played Kroxas last turn. We would be dead now. But hey, man, if the game wants us to win, it wants us to win. We can put him at 6 with this Brazen Borrower. I don't think there's... That Temple's not going to do it. Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. So, anything that looks better? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, it just, if we'd have hit land on turn 2, I think that game would have been completely different. But we risked it for the biscuit, and we did not get the biscuit. Did not get the biscuit. Comrade Kale. Alright. Big bucks, no whammies. I think I'm gonna finish watching Dark on Netflix today. Hopefully the ending is gonna be sweet. I'm not really happy with this hand, but I can counter their 2-drop play and their 3-drop play if I want and have Narset. I'm gonna keep it. Scry on 1, unsubstantiate their Thought Erasure, and then slam Narset. That looks like they mulliganed. This hand, oh, the mulligan 2 times. This hand might have potential. This Narset too is gonna be pretty backbreaking because if they're trying to refill their hand, if they're trying to get back cards from their mulligan, Narset will prevent that. But I mean, they're playing Eliminate, so. Let's see. Is that supposed to be Castle Ardenvale back there? And that's Castle Vantress? And that's the Castle Empress. Additional land is a no-go. This is Castle Garenbrig. And then where's the black one? I guess maybe we're on the ship. I guess that makes sense, right? Because we're floating above the castles. So let's go ahead. We'll leave up Unsubstantiate. Ooh, Riddleform. I think Riddleform sounds a little bit better. Because there's 3 mana play. Yeah, Riddleform sounds better. Seeing as how they didn't slam that Thought Erasure, I kind of like Riddleform better. Their 3 mana plays don't really scare me. Like Bedevil, I guess, would be a good answer to Riddleform, but I have the Unsubstantiates when we untap. So we have options. We have lines to work with here. Do we just resolve this Narset? I think we do. Take action. Eliminate. Resolve. Well, I mean, if they have another eliminate, that sucks, but this is... Losing that on the Riddleform is great, because then our Narset gets to live. What are they working with over there? We got 2 Samus Sprints. I was just thinking, this card gives cards haste. We gave their Croaks a haste in the first game. So let's go ahead and activate. Let's see if we can get a crash through. Oh, a Riddleform. Is this instant or sorcery or non-instant or sorcery? So, I think long-term Riddleform is better, but crash through is a redraw. So let's take crash through. We'll take our redraw. Shock. We'll go ahead and scry. More information will help us with our decision. Riddleform's a good draw. And then let's go ahead and we'll get down this Stormwing Entity. This is neat too because it gets around Eliminate, but Heartless. No escape. I guess. Alright. So the Riddleform would be nice if we can... we can shock to turn it on with Thought Erasure. If they want to take that shock, that's fine. I mean, it's the only non-duplicant, so I guess technically that's the one thing that makes the most sense, but okay. See, we know Riddleform's on top, so it's actually probably best that they took that, because we can shock, turn on Riddleform, and give it haste in the same turn. Ooh, eliminate. That's fine. So they're down to 1 card.
Overwhelming.
So, Riddleform. Shock you. And then we're going to keep the other sprint in hand in case we draw a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Ooh, Sprite Dragon. Solid draw. That's another reason to not cast the Samut sprint, is because it'll trigger the dragon for the counter. So they don't have double blue for Nicol Bolas. Even though I don't even think that card's that scary right now, but we're hoping their hand is Clean to Dust. Solid. So let's go ahead. Sprite Dragon. Mystical Dispute. So, let's see here. If we unsubstantiate the dispute, yeah, that's what we want to do. We're going to unsubstantiate the dispute. And we're going to push through a ton of damage this turn. And what do we got on top? What are we working with? Dispute. We want more. We want some action. And we have it in future turns. We're going to have enough mana to pay for their dispute. So they're going to get. Oh, there's an additional blue. So they're going to. I think they'll play Nicol Bolas here. Ooh, Narset. Fine by me. If we draw spell. If we draw spell, we win. Oh, come on, deck. That's not spell. We have a much better chance if... so, yeah, it looks like I went a little bit too fast, but we should have scryed during our upkeep. If we put him at 4, what does that do? It doesn't do anything, so we need to make it so they don't get any more cards. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so we'll get to see our next card. So we'll get to see our scry, and we'll know if we would have won the game or not. Man, that is unfortunate. So we can scry at the end of their turn. Nicol Bolas coming in hot. Almost certainly has to destroy this. Yeah, what do we want here? Shock would be okay. Arcanist is not going to cut it. Well, Arcanist. I don't know. I kind of dig the Arcanist. Well, this is instant. Arcanist is not going to work, so get out of here. Oh, come on. Just, oh, my goodness. I tried to make this stop, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Ugh. It's gonna be, they're gonna get so much value off this Nicol Bolas now. Get rid of the tap land. That way we can activate Riddleform twice. It's kind of sweet because Nicol Bolas can activate this Narset. Okay, so our next card was land, so we would not have won on that turn. So that's not as much as a feel bad. Not as much as a feel bad as it could have been. Yeah, Cling to Dust. And it's gone. Sure. I suppose. Go ahead and scry. We're gonna Sprite Dragon. Man, but that does not do enough. We're gonna do that. We're gonna put the stop now so we don't miss it. Do not need that. Scry. Alright, come on. This is like the turn. No. Just land. Oh, we're not in the right phase. There we go. Yeah, and they're just drawing at so many cards a turn. Yeah, that's it. We'll scoop it up. So what? We're 0-2 with this deck. Man, we were extremely close to winning. Every single game we played, we've been so close to winning. But, which makes me think that maybe there's like a line that I could have taken to have done that extra 1 or 2 points of damage. I don't know. But yeah, I was but the Dark Show. It's about time travel, and I got so into it. It's like one of those shows. There's so much stuff going on though that like you almost certainly have to binge watch it. You can't just put it on the shelf and watch it next week because you'll just forget. This is a mulligan. This is a keep. Oh, let's go ahead and ship this additional land. We can go opt on 1 and Arcanisted back. Unsubstantiate against an unknown opponent. We already have an Unsummon, so let's ship that. We want some more substance. Mono green! Alright, perfect. So let's go ahead and slam Arcanist. Is this mono green or is this adventures? Looks like it's mono green. Mono green aggro. Yep. So options. They're not going to be playing a ton of removal, so we can try and build up our board here. I think that's what we want to do. Man, but I so want to cast an opt from the bin. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cast that opt. And then if they block, we can Samut, sprint it, pass. Ooh, an additional opt. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll buff this. Ooh, shock, that's going to come in handy. And then Ether Troll. And we'll leave up Unsummon. If they go Lovestruck Beast, I think we're just going to unsummon it. Ooh, this is going to even be a... This is going to be a blowout. Look at that. Fire. So, at this point, let's get the Sprite into play, and then we can cast the Sprint from the bin. Target the Sprite. Crash through. Honestly, I think we just want lands. I want to be able to play 2 spells on a turn. So, that's fine. Play your 5/5. It's going to get unsummoned. And then what's neat is we get to play the unsummon for free. So, let's attack. Get the free unsummon trigger. Hey, look, this deck feels like it's much better against creature decks. Ooh, Ranger's Guile. So good thing we didn't do anything. We get to unsubstantiate the Lovestruck Beast. And in the end, it'll net them 1/1 because they can play the adventure side of it, but the other option would be to put the Ranger's Guile back in their hand, and that seems a little bit worse. That's your whole turn. Fine with that. So, what do we have here? They're at 10. So we can do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we can actually kill him. Perfect. Opt. This does not matter. Whatever. Good game. Okay, so we're playing a creature deck. Creature deck. Unfortunately, this Flame Sweep, it doesn't really sweep up much of many other creatures, so we're gonna leave that out. And then what else? We've got the Dragonfires are gonna be very good. Raking Claws, I think, is gonna come in handy. What is not handy? Probably Sprints are probably pretty weak. The Stormwing Entities, that flies, so that's going to be helpful. What are we going to cut here? I guess we'll cut 2 Sprints. Or is Unsummon? No, we'll take the Sprints out. Yeah, so we'll make some room for some more removal. It's even possible we don't even board in that little bit of removal, but if they go to try and fight our creature, we can blow them out, and it's going to feel great. This is a Snap Keep. Awesome, and we have a turn 1 play with an Opt. Brazen Borrower. That's going to come in handy. So turn 2, we can Sprite it up. We can 7-up Sprite, Sierra Mistum, whatever you want. Let me double check if I don't got reach. Okay. He has pseudo hexproof. So at this point, I think we want a blue source. We need an additional blue source here. Oh, why do you do this to me? But otherwise, we can still go crash through into Stormwing Entity. Oh, there's the blue source. So, what does that mean we want to do? We want to play an additional crash through? Or no, we already played our land, I think. Yeah, we already played our land, so. Yeah, we'll just resolve the entity. Slam it. We get an additional scry 2. What are we working with? I kind of dig these entities. They're big and they block. And they fly, so. They're going to deal with the trolls pretty well. Do we want to block here? 6, this puts us at 9. We attack back for 5, put them at 12. 11, 10. Unsummon, 9, 8, 7, 6. Just puts him at 6. Yeah, I think we're not going to block this turn. I think next turn we will. So, crash through. Opt is a good draw. So Stormwind Entity will get down. Ship both of those. So let's think about this. If we unsummon this 1/1, we'll be hitting them for 9, putting them at 8. And then we'll have lethal on board. Yeah, let's do that. The other option is to unsummon the Lovestruck Beast. If we do the Beast, it gets them another 1/1. But if they have a 1/1, then... Yeah, so the Beast actually makes more sense, even though it nets them a 1/1. But what's going to happen is the game is not going to go long enough for that to matter. They had the Ranger's Guile. Okay, so... Definitely puts a damper on things. 6, 7. So if they have that fight spell where we lose. So we're going to have to block the beast. And then we have 7. Okay, so we have lethal, even if we chump block. So they got to have something here. They got to have that fight spell. They got to have something. A Ranger's Guile would put them at... They have double Ranger's Guile, I guess, technically will do it. Alright. What does that do? 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can... Oh no. No! I think that's enough. That is just enough. Unfortunate. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. That sucks. That sucks. So, and there's nothing we could have did about it too, so because they had the Ranger's Guile, so. We are 1 turn away. So does this change what we want to do? Do we want the melees in there for 4 damage? Probably not. We need the sprints? No. We'll just ship it back. Well, maybe. Maybe we do want the sprints. Well, the decision's in the books now. Just the Scorching Dragonfires. I mean, if we drew one that game, let's say perfect. Keep 7. So this is an interesting decision. We can opt on 1. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We could wait till turn 3 to opt so we can for sure cast the entity, but we're looking for spells here. Pelt Collector. Let's crash through. We're going to leave up all our spells. More than likely, we're just going to unsubstantiate their play. Unless they don't play a land here. They did play. Okay. So, that means we're going to unsummon Pelt Collector. It's definitely a pretty big tempo play. Unless they have Ranger's Guile, which is fine. I'll trade the unsubstantiate for that. Okay, here we go. Opt into blue land. Arcanist. Gotta ship you. Sorry. Blue land. Redraw. Blue land. So next turn we for sure get to play the entity. Pelt Collector coming back down. Let's crash through. Ooh, Arcanist. Get the entity. What do we want? Unsummon. I don't think we want either of those. We have 2 unsummons in our hand already. Makes my decision easy. I thought it was going to be hard. What's their hand? What are they doing over there? So... attack. We can play the Arcanist, leave up Unsubstantiate, and then be in the driver's seat. Yeah. They need to play something here. They need to play non-forest. Let's swing in for some damage. We get to trigger this for an opt. Trigger prowess. Ooh, shock seems pretty good. We could even shock now. Yeah, let's go ahead and shock now. We'll get an extra trigger. We'll deal with the Pelt Collector. They got the Guile. So that just makes it a 2-2. That's fine. I'm not super worried about that. We'll bounce off each other. I'm a little bit more concerned about either resolving this Brazen Borrower. Okay, that's fine. There we go. There we go. We got 1 win in the books. We're 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Let me get back over. We're just hanging out at Diamond Rank 3. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can fit one more game in the books. This deck's kind of fun, but I don't know. It's just so. You just have to draw well. I feel like if you don't draw well, It doesn't feel good. Like the first couple of games we played, we would have won if we would have drew, you know, one of our 12 outs. This hand looks solid. This hand would be a little bit better if we were on the play, but aren't all hands like that? I'm pretty sure all hands are like that. It's hot out today. It's like 90 degrees right now, I think. Oh wait, we do get to go first. Man. Ooh, Arcanist. Keep. Miscreant. So let's go ahead and get Riddleform. Get that. Get them gears a turning. Watcher of the Spheres. Shock. Perfect. Perfect draw. So let's go ahead and shock this. Attack. Unfortunately, we didn't hit a land. And I guess we'll try and hit a land off this opt. Perfect. So the next turn we can do some shenanigans. We can go opt into Entity, Dreadhorde Arcanist. That's a 2/3. So does that change our plans? So opt. Sprite. Could be in for a Sprite. Maybe not. I think we have enough creatures. We need spells at this point. Brazen Borrower, solid draw. Whack him for 3. We'll get this Entity down. Try and hit some spells. Double Samut Sprint. I think I'm into that because the Arcanist. Yeah, that's going to push the damage through that we need, so. Perfect. We can play the Arcanist, sprint it up. So, what is it? Gives it counters and indestructible, right? No blocks. Oh, it gives it Vigilance. Alright, so, Arcanist. Sprint. Take action. I think we do want the other one. And then we have, we should have shock in the bin, right? Yeah, so all attack. Now the question is, who do we want to shoot with this? Almost certainly the eagle, yeah. Because this way it's going to clear their board. No matter who they block. Oh no. Are they just going to go for the kill? I don't think they can go for the kill. I've been 5. They're going for the blocks, I can tell you that. They're at 1. So they have 3, so we need to get to 4 attackers, which I believe we can get to. And then we're going to Brazen Borrower. No. We're close. Oh no, I guess we can just Brazen Borrower and have enough to get in there. Got him. Got him. Yeah, this deck feels a lot better against creature decks. So Mystical Dispute seems really good here. Dragonfire seems great. Ooh, Flame Sweep. I think they have too many X3s. I think that's what we want. What do we not want? Raking Claws. The card feels weak, so we'll cut that. What else is pretty weak here? Do we need the haste? Claim the Firstborn. Oh, I wonder if we're able to blow them out with that. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and cut the Samus' sprints. The haste, I don't think is going to be super relevant. So we can play Mountain on 1 to shock their 1 or turn 2 play. Sprite on 2. Miscreant. So we'll leave up the shock. We'll take a hit from this Miscreant, see if they play the better 2-drop. So, well, we do not want them to draw a card, so shock. And then let's get the Arcanist. Let's get this advantage engine moving. They had the triple Miscreant hand. Triple Miscreant. Okay. So. Oh. Deck's too powerful. Yeah, we're about to unload on that turn. All right, so let's go take a peek at the deck. We ended up going 2 and 2 with it. We ended up going 2 here. Let's kind of open this pack real quick. Come on, big bucks, no whammies. Give me another Gargaroth, I think. That's what I want. Gargaroth. Speaker of the heavens. Whatever. All right, so the deck was kind of fun as long as you're playing against creature decks, like Sultai being the biggest deck out there. I don't know. I don't think this deck feels very good against it. Like if they're playing black, like it's really rough, and especially the Thought Erasures too really shut down this deck. Maybe the sideboard we can kind of sculpt it to help with that, but I don't know. Raking Claws is kind of cheeky, but I think I don't know. I probably would cut this for something else. This is maybe an additional Samut Sprint. Let's see. It looks like a lot of these cards, I guess the Arcanist rotates, but you can play Entity, Brazen Borrower, Sprite Dragon, Riddleform. There'll be another good red 2-drop in Zendikar Rising you could replace. So, but that is it for me today. We played some Standard for you. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. You'll be able to see when where new videos get listed. It'll notify you. So, thanks for watching.